What's up, everybody? I am back. Welcome to Not Angie's World podcast. Welcome to A List After Dark. This is my first episode, and today I'm joined by my boy, Kev Pryor.
What's going on, Angie? It's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure to kind of like crack the seal here on A-List After Dark. I'm so humbled.
I appreciate you joining me. Listen, guys, this is the after dark vibe. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. I got my little, pajama shirt on right now. My little Mercy College shirt. I'm just chilling. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, Kev.
Oh, tons. Tons.
Yo, the world is wilding out. But y'all, before we get into this, don't forget, y'all, to like and share this video, y'all. Join the A-List by subscribing to me. Share the video, like the video. I appreciate y'all for checking in with me, and I appreciate Kev for stopping by. Yo, Kev, before we get into what's going on, How have you been and what have you been up to?
Well, like I always say, Angie, any day above dirt is a blessed day. So things are good. Obviously we took a little hiatus from doing live studio stuff because COVID had got crazy. Thank God things are getting back to some normalcy, whatever that means these days. So we're going back in studio. We're excited to announce that we partnered with the City Island Gallery in City Island, New York. And we'll be doing the shows there from an art gallery, really sexy, cool. Anybody who's an artist out there, book author, you want to do pop-ups, get at me. A lot of other exciting things are getting ready to jump. I really can't talk about at this point. Some major things. But it's all inclusive with the gallery. Obviously, my sports show starts in a few weeks. I'm excited about that. KP on Sports, which is if anybody knows me from my background, that's kind of my first love. And again, like I said, backstage radio with 950 Lounge, everything is on point, and the streaming TV network launching this spring. So big things ahead, and I can't wait to get it popping.
I'm loving it, and I can't wait to come stop by your show.
Of course,
because
the door is always open.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, that's what's up. So tell the people where they can find you and tap in with you.
Well, again, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter. Best ways to reach me at 950 Kev. You can catch the best team in radio every morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern on multiple platforms, Rough Riders Radio, Backstage Radio, and so many others throughout the country, U.S. and Canada.
That's what's up, y'all. Make sure y'all tap into Kev. He got his sports show popping. He got Backstage Radio. He got his podcast. He's doing it. That's what's up. Yo, Kev, we got a lot to talk about today. So you know what? I'm not going to waste no time. Let's just get straight into it. Bow. Will Smith assaults Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Yeah.
But those of y'all that are not familiar with what happened, the Academy Awards was yesterday, and Chris Rock was the host. I did not see the Academy Awards, but I did see the clip. Right. Apparently, to give people a brief synopsis, Chris Rock was on stage. He did a little bit and alluded to Jada Pinkett being G.I. Jane for the next movie. As we know, G.I. Jane shaved her hair, and Jada Pinkett Smith is bald. Apparently, she is dealing with alopecia. Yeah. They showed Will Smith and Jada front row laughing at the joke, and then
he was laughing, she wasn't.
Right, and then Will Smith apparently walked up on the stage, smacked Chris Rock, and proceeded to yell at him from back at his seat, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." I don't know. React, Kev. I need your.
Well, first and foremost, let's just say this. There was a time in France, right, where you get challenged to a duel. Somebody slaps you. You got to kill him now. You got to shoot him. You can't slap somebody and get away with it. Slapping and spitting, two worst things. You get hit with a fist, what have you, but if somebody slaps you, it's a major disrespect. Now, the thing with Will Smith is, and this has kind of been a spiral, the situation with Jada in August. the entanglement situation. Then your wife telling you, you don't put it down like you used to, or you're lacking some of the strengths in the bedroom. Then obviously, she's dealing with something. I salute her for that, for being strong and brave. But for Will Smith to run up on that stage at the Oscars after this man has been campaigning to win an Oscar, played a great role playing Richard Williams, Serena and Venus's father. For him to do that on the night that Will Packer is producing the Oscars with
Whew.
two black females, all three females, but two black females, Regina Hall and I forgot the other comedian, Wanda
Tip.
Sykes.
Mm-hmm.
For him to do that on that night,
And turned it into the Source Awards, the
pretty
Oscars.
much. So Soul Train Awards, Soul Train and Source combined. It to me, it's embarrassing. And I could have bet $1,000,000 that if that were to happen, it would never be Will Smith. Like,
Right.
I mean, getting jiggy with it, summertime, Will, Fresh Prince from Bel Air, Will. So to me, in my opinion, there's no excuse. Now, Chris Rock, okay, listen, Chris Rock's been doing this for 30 years, okay? Chris Rock is a comedian. There is an issue if people go back in 2016. There was something at the Oscars that was Chris made a comment about Will and Jada. And the rumor is that this has been pinned up energy. But at the end of the day, you just don't do that.
Yo,
And
that's
again,
some
I
crazy.
understand that, people saying, oh, he's protecting his woman. Listen, I understand that, but I don't think his woman was in any serious fear of her life or her bodily harm. She didn't have to like that. But you know what, Angie? I come from a world where I come from. The game is chess, not checkers.
Right.
And if Will really had it when he wanted to check Chris Rock, or really wanted to make some hay, if you really want to take it to a man, he could have did that backstage.
That's what I said. Or at the after party, step to him then.
Right, where you just ain't slapping him. Now, yeah, like I said, you embarrassed him because now Chris has got to look at it like, I've been doing jokes. I'm on top of the food chain as a comedian. I've been doing jokes forever. Now I got to worry about if I make a joke about somebody's going to step to me. So now Chris is going to be on guard. Will has put himself in a position where maybe one of the greatest nights of his life.
Right.
Nobody's talking about that award. The award is
Right.
irrelevant.
It
So
overshadowed.
to try to, and then the person that Chris Rock was announcing for that Oscar was Questlove. So
Wow.
his situation for a documentary, his situation is overshadowed. So what I'm trying to say is that, look, I understand. Somebody says something about your lady or your family, it's gonna offend you. I get that. But what I also won't understand is that this is a comic. Now, it's bigger than Will Smith. Yeah, Will might have had this situation, and maybe at that moment, you know, he lost his cool, obviously. And people say, well, he's got all this equity, built all this equity. He's never done this before. Why are we gonna get at him on one thing? And again, I'm not saying cancel Will Smith. I'm not saying don't do any movies. He should keep his Oscar. I'm not saying all that. But
Right.
we have to be, as a people, we have to be able to check people when they're wrong. And
Yep.
wrong is
Thank you.
wrong.
I
So
agree with
again, it's
you.
not about nobody saying don't watch Bel Air, don't watch Fresh Prince reruns, don't go watch the Serena movie, don't King Richard, don't nobody's saying that. But we got to be real with people and say when it's wrong is wrong. And one more thing before I give it back to you, Angie, I commend Chris Rock because if you look at some of these pictures, Chris Rock had his fist cocked.
Yeah.
Now these two start going at it on the stage of the Oscars. Nobody wins. So I
Right.
give Chris a lot of credit for trying to stay in character. He even said, "Yo, this man just slapped me." He tried to stay in character. I give him a lot of credit because I'm not man enough to do that. If I'm on that stage and somebody slaps me, the tux is coming off. I
Yeah.
see you at the after party, we scrapping. I see you at the airport, we scrapping. I see you at your kid's soccer game, we scrapping because
But
it's like I said, there's nothing that's worse than slapping somebody.
you know what it is? I think that Chris Rock was just as shocked as the rest of us when he got slapped. He
Right.
was not expecting Will to do something like that. I was so shocked that I literally thought it was like part of a script, like a
Right.
wrestling, like you know how, because it didn't even look real. And I
Right.
didn't realize it was real until they showed him from where he was sitting down next to Jada, and he was like, "Keep my effing wife's name out of your mouth," and you
Right.
saw in his face that he was real. But when the whole thing happened, I was just so shocked that Will did something like that.
And
So
I'm sure Chris didn't think that this man was going to walk up on him and slap him in the face in front of millions and millions of people.
yo, I'm telling you right now, like there's so many variables. We have to unpack this. Okay, first of all, all right. Before I guess yeah, I know there's so much stuff to unpack. I guess we can start from the actual assault on national television on the biggest night aside
Global
from the Super
television.
Bowl. Right.
Yeah.
Now, even if Chris Rock is a G and he comes from the street and he like, yo, I'm not gonna press charges on you, the venue might turn around and press charges on Will for doing what he did because it was an actual crime. It was an assault on national television.
Right. They don't need Chris to press charges. That's why if you notice the spin doctors, the PR and everything has been in major motion. Hey, these two guys talked it out. They worked on things out. You know, Will came back with the tearful 30 minutes later when he won the
He
Oscar.
didn't even apologize to Chris, though. He apologized to the venue.
He couldn't apologize to Chris because legally, if he apologized to Chris, he would admit it, assault. So
we saw the assault.
We did see it, but again, I'm sure you're right. Like, we're gonna believe your lying eyes.
Right.
But
We saw the assault. Everybody did.
I didn't see nothing. But again, I'm sure legally somebody came to him and said, don't, and probably he wasn't going to apologize. But what it showed to me, Angie, and again, like I said, it's a deeper root with Will. It shows that, this man here, for whatever's going on in his personal life, is in a struggle to prove to his wife that, he's that dude.
I was going to get there, but I want to read an official statement from the LAPD.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The LAPD investigative entities are aware of the incident between the two individuals during the Academy Awards program. The incident involved one individual slapping another. The individual involved has declined to file the police report. If the involved party desires a police report at a later date, LAPD will be available to complete an investigative report. So the Los Angeles Police Department told ABC News it's aware of what happened. And there was another statement from the Oscars venue saying, I'm going to read it right now. Mm-hmm. The Academy opens okay, so I knew this was going to happen because this happened at the venue, but the Academy opens a formal review of the physical altercation with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Obviously, an incident report. I mean, I've done enough parties, I've done enough venues to know if, violence breaks out at, something like that, they have to open up an investigation. So basically, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences issued a statement regarding the incident between Will and Chris. It states the Academy condemns the actions of Mr. Smith at last night's show. We have officially started a formal review around the incident and will explore further action and consequences in accordance with our bylaws, standards of conduct, and California law. This does not look good for Will. It doesn't matter if Chris Rock sues or not. It doesn't matter if the LAPD gets involved. The Academy Awards are going to have a huge issue with this. And I knew that was going to happen.
We're just scratching the surface with it because from a standpoint of what they got to deal with, again, the damage control. Now you're talking about a situation where they have to, again, you're talking about the A-list to the A-list. They probably feel we don't have to have security inside monitoring.
Right.
Now they're going to have to change their whole philosophy. Yes. I feel bad for Will Packer. I'm a big Will Packer guy. Big shout to FAMU, where he went to school at. Listen, this guy here came from the mud to now directing and producing the Oscars.
I know.
Black man. Remember 3-4 years ago, they were like, oh,
Oscars so white. They used to say that.
Exactly. So all of a sudden now we have representation producing the event. This is what happens. again, like I said, I'm not saying that Will should not defend his wife. I'm just saying that Will Smith is an actor. So when he did his situation with the slap and then came back 30 minutes later with his acceptance speech, he's an actor. So you mean tell me all these emotions are going through this guy? He's crying, he's spitting on the mic, all these things are going on, and people are sitting there clapping. I'm almost like ashamed to say, like, some of these people let this happen. Like, wait a minute, everybody's running the Will
Right.
about, oh, Will, what happened to Chris Rock? Guy got slapped.
That's what I think Stephen A. Smith went off about it. Did you see his
Yeah, I
his
did
rant?
see. Yeah,
He
yeah.
went off, and what was this? Shannon Sharp too? Did you see
Yes,
his?
yeah. I watched Shannon this morning when he ran through it, and they're right. And again, I agree with Shannon. Like, yo, you just can't slap. You can't bitch slap me. We're not FCC here. You just can't bitch slap me and then think that is all good. No, no, I'm gonna see you. No, I'm not.
Exactly.
Because again, you just can't do that. Now, again, Chris Rock got kids. Chris Rock got a wife or a girlfriend, a significant other. So you just can't do that. Now, people are saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have said that." Chris Rock is a comedian. So now
I,
all of a sudden, all we're gonna do now is start censoring comedians.
I want to bring, I'm glad you bring that up because Kathy Griffin, she issued a statement. I have it here.
Mm-hmm.
She said something that I found real interesting. She said, let me tell you something. It's a very bad practice to walk up on stage and physically assault a comedian. Now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theaters.
Exactly. It
It
becomes a
was a bad
trickle-down effect.
example.
Yeah. It
It
becomes a
was
trickle-down effect. And it
right,
becomes something that's why I said earlier, it's bigger than Will.
right.
Now, again, when you're on your emotions, I get that. But I do know, and I believe he knows that everything what he just said in his acceptance speech, I want to be a vessel of love. Well, being a vessel of love means you're trying to help others and use your actions to help inspire others. So that what you did, you think that's inspiring people for good? No, it's not. And again, he laughed at the joke initially. It's when I guess Jada gave him that look like, you want to go home at night, and
Some people suspected that they were under that Will could have been under some sort of substance to make him act like that. There could have been some substance abuse there because, and again, we have no idea. We're just commenting, but
right.
going back a little bit, what's been going on the last couple of years with the ridicule of their marriage, the public berate of
Right.
Jada, and people saying Will is soft. I feel like he felt he had a point to prove
So the
of standing
GI Jane was the tip of the iceberg.
right.
You
I
know,
feel like Chris Rock was pretty much like the guinea pig. He had to set an example, and he
right.
chose maybe Chris Rock to set that example, and
So if
he
it was,
and
so if
Chris
it
Rock
was,
didn't
I'm
deserve
sorry.
that. No, no, no. I
Right.
was just saying, and Chris
Yeah.
Rock didn't deserve that. And then I have a
Hmm.
feeling that other comedians, and because at the end of the day, if Chris really want to take it there, this is a lottery ticket and a payday for him
Right.
from all ends.
But Chris don't need the money. It would be it would be more of a headache for him to go to the court. Chris don't want to deal with that. Chris is this is not like the comic strip live comic and Will Smith. These guys are A and A. They on the same level.
Right.
So yeah.
But
So
the
yeah.
thing about it is I feel like now, people are going to fear for their life, when they're doing these shows, because if you think about it, Chris is of a particular age. He could have been in such shock getting smacked cuz he had a sturdy chin. Let's say he lost his balance, he fell backwards, cracked his head open, got a concussion, died. Anything could have happened up there.
Well,
You know what I'm
you just
saying?
saw
And
murder on. You would have
Will
saw.
would have had a
Yeah.
body right in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You got to think about these things that you're doing, and it just sucks because Will has had such aside from the stuff that they were saying about his relationship,
Right.
he
But
had
that's
such a
personal.
squeaky clean kind of career.
Right.
This is summertime. This is Will Smith. This is the
Yeah.
Fresh Prince. And he's did this to his legacy when he finally got an Academy Award. Like, why, Will? Come on, bro.
Well, I think again, time heals all wounds, right? And this kind of goes back, and I was telling to somebody earlier today, like we think about like Trump running for president and all the things we hear in Congress, and so it's all these things we're seeing, like you know, um, Pavlov's dog. We're creatures of habit, right? So
Yep.
we're seeing our politicians be outlandish, and we're watching reality
Yeah.
TV, and everything is about shock and awe. So to think that these people, we like to say, oh, they're because they got money and they got prestige, they're again, they're part of that machine. The Kanye Wests, the Kim Kardashians, all these people are part of that machine. So when we say, like, we sit back and go, are we surprised? Maybe we're surprised about the situation and the venue, but nothing really surprises me anymore because, again, if the president of the free world
That's what I
can
said.
grab him by the pussy, then everything's up for grabs. It's just that, again, we expected more from Will Smith, and because in Hollywood, Will Smith's squeaky clean image gave him this impression. But then again, maybe that was all a facade. Who knows? I'm not going to put him in a situation where I'm going to say, you know what, he's done. I won't say that. I won't go that far. But I will say that he's going to have to do some soul searching. He might need to go to some type of rehab. There could be these are signs of mental health as well.
Yeah.
Again, the Smiths decided to become the Kardashians. When you do red table talk and you're putting on your business in the street and you're telling what you're doing, and you're messing with your son's friends, what do you think is going to happen? People are going to talk. We're talking about it now. So people are going to talk about it. So don't get mad at somebody who makes a comment. Now, again, was the Chris Rock joke kind of off key? Yeah, but that's assuming that he knew this woman had that
right.
sickness. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that. He knew or didn't know. He just might have said Joe. He's at the Academy and he said G.I. Jane. Okay.
I don't think it was that serious to warrant that type of reaction.
Well, it probably was more.
It was built up.
Will. Right, exactly. Now, would he have hit The Rock? We talking about Chris. Would he hit The Rock like that? No. Would he have hit Dave Chappelle like that? Probably not. I'm not saying Chris Rock's in good shape, but I think Chris Rock was thinking he was gonna come hug him. I don't think I almost guarantee he did not think he was gonna punch him.
And he slapped him hard. He slapped him hard.
He's feeling that this morning.
Damn, man.
All your nerve endings in your face. So he's feeling that.
And Chris Rock is like literally one of my favorite comedians, and you know what? I'm one of those people to where, and we're going to get into celebrity reactions because I have some celebrity reactions here that I want to go into. But I kind of felt like people were championing Will for like his actions and, being yes men. And I'm sure in his private life, he has yes men the same way he has some fans that are yes men. But I don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Do I think it's right that him and his wife have had to deal with the jokes and the ridicule? And, I'm sure he's tired.
But they put that out there, Angie.
Exactly.
Nobody had to know about their situation. Now, I understand the young boy August initially had made the comment, and that's why they went up. But they didn't have to talk about that. They could have made a statement and left it alone. When you start doing shows and it's trading money for your sanctuary, this is what happens.
You're letting everybody in.
So it's just like Kim Kardashian complaining why I can't have a private night at dinner. You're opening the door. So again, Will Smith didn't have to do this. This was a Jada Pinkett thing. Will Smith's one of the top stars in Hollywood. He didn't even have no red table talk. His wife wanted that.
No, yeah, definitely. But like I said, taking myself out of it and trying to see it from both sides, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, Will Smith is 100% wrong for reacting the way that he did. There could be, like you said, some mental health issues that he should work through. We don't know if substances are involved with that. But I also think that the majority of the public and probably people in his private life are championing what he did. And if I was a friend of his, I would not pump him for that. I would tell him that he was dead wrong for what he did. So, it's the same way that Kanye had to deal with years and years of people berating his wife, calling her a thought, calling her a jump off, calling her this and that. But I read this on Instagram. Tell me what you think. Mm-hmm. I heard someone say that if it was Kanye that assaulted Pete, whatever his last name is, what's his last name?
Yeah.
if it was not a black on black crime, if it was like Kanye assaulting Pete Davidson, this would have went a whole different way. But because this is not my opinion, y'all. This is what I saw on Instagram. But people are saying, oh, because it's Will against Chris, they're handling it different. Do you think it would have been different if it was like Kanye slapping Pete?
Well, I think again the optics would be different. Yeah, and it's not just the world we live in. Was a black man, hitting a white man, or a white man hitting a black man. Yeah, the optics would definitely make it different because it's just unfortunately the world we live in. We see color first, and I don't agree with that. But that's just how the world works.
Me
The
neither.
thing with Will and Chris that's so bad is that because they're both A-list and
Yeah,
very strong in the culture, it just tears people apart.
it
Like
does.
it's kind of like 50-50 now. I mean, some people agree with Chris, some people following Will, and that's the sad part about it. That that's why I was so happy when at least Denzel and Tyler Perry and some of these Diddy and some of these other guys, like, look, they were pulling people aside, like, look, we got to get this thing together. I saw a clip where Denzel was talking to Chris Rock, trying to calm him down.
Yeah,
Again, because listen, these are people who are prideful, they're professional, and nobody wants to be in that position. Nobody wants to be the butt of the jokes. I get that. But
yeah,
nobody wants to get slapped. I get that as well. But again, there's a way of handling it. And again, Bad Boys Moving Silence. I know that's one of his movies, pun intended.
yeah,
But the reality is that you don't have to put that out there. He's doing that, in my opinion, and we don't know nothing. We're just kind of flies on the wall. But it looks like he's trying to show his love. And he's been with this woman forever. And if she
yeah,
don't, and that's and again, not talking so much about them, but when men are in relationships like this, where you feel like, what, your woman is always putting you where you got to show your love, that's the dudes that get shot or get hurt or
yeah,
get killed. Because again, if you love me and I love you, I'm about keeping you out of danger. I'm not trying to find danger because you felt insulted. And
right.
and that's the thing that I think what happened with Jada. Jada felt insulted. It wasn't that he had to protect her. She wasn't on any danger. He's a comic, you know. She felt insulted.
We
So
don't
she
know
was
if
like,
Jada put him
yeah.
to that, but I think his ego. I think Will was just tired of people,
Jada
because
gave
your
him
wife.
that look.
I gotta watch it again because you know what? I gotta watch it again, Kev, because I don't like violence.
Hmm.
So I still didn't like fully watch like the whole thing because I knew that, I just don't like anything about violence. And I
Right.
knew that when he was walking up to the stage, he was gonna hit him. So I kind of closed my eyes and I don't know. The whole thing just
I
really
didn't
is.
I didn't think he would hit him. I mean,
No, no, no. I'm
yeah.
saying when the clips came out, I didn't watch it
Oh,
live.
right. Okay.
So I knew
Gotcha.
what was coming, and I kind of
Right.
was just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like seeing stuff like that. I don't like seeing people get hit, or I don't really like, condone violence and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just a whole situation that's really sad to me. Is I don't think Will is a bad person. I don't think Jade is
No.
a bad person. I don't think
No.
Chris is a bad person. I think there's a lot of hurt there. I think that there's a lot of hurt there between Jada and Will and whatever's Will's dealing with. And I think that Chris, like I said, was just the brunt of it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He had to take the fall for everybody else piling on top of Will all these years.
Right.
And it was almost like he had to be the sacrificial lamb. And, that was Will's way of standing up, like, don't F with my wife. Because like
Right.
men, that's like every time somebody is like talking about your wife, that's like a ego thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you
But
feel
this
like,
teaches
okay,
us a lesson that, and again, for people who listen to this show, one mistake can cost you.
yep,
Because if you're not Will Smith or you're John Joe or Stevie Wilson, whoever, you're going to jail. All right. And if you
yes,
with that person in a certain environment, you might get something else. So this is a lesson to be learned. You could do all the right things. You could do everything right. That's why I always tell people think 5 steps ahead. Because if you think 5 steps ahead, you're always watching your next move.
yep,
If you don't know where you're going and you make one mistake, it can cost you. Now, yeah,
that's so
maybe Will
true.
Smith will be able to walk away from this because money and prestige and what have you. But ain't no regular dude slapping somebody on a subway or at a party and think it's going to be all good, all
Yep.
Gucci and good. You're going to have to deal with that, on multiple levels.
That's so true. Um, So celebs react to the Will Smith
Mhm.
assault, right? I wanted to read you some of the celebs' reactions.
Yeah.
Here's what Nicki Minaj had to say. Nicki Minaj says, I love Chris Rock. Okay, so you're going to see like different opinions. So Nicki said, I love Chris Rock. I don't think he would have made that joke had he known what Jada recently shared. But between him and the whole team at the Oscars, you mean to tell me not one of y'all heard this woman just share this heartbreaking story? Come on, son. Here's the
Mm.
thing. And this is such an amazing, eye opening example of it. The husband gets a front row seat to his wife's pain. He's the one consoling her, drying her tears behind closed doors when those cameras go off. Social media has made people feel that these husbands won't ever run into them in real life. You just got to witness in real time what happens in a man's soul when he looks over to the woman he loves and sees her holding back tears from a little joke at her expense. This is what any and every real man feels in that instant. While y'all seeing the joke, he's seeing her pain. Imagine what it must feel like to be losing your hair to the point where you have to shave it bald. You think that's easy to deal with for anyone? You don't think she's cried about that many times? In 2022, y'all gonna have to see these men about these jokes you make about their wives. And then that's Nikki's reaction.
Okay.
Lil Boosie said, that's why I don't F. Wait, what he said? There's so much. That's why I don't F or F with people's wives. Will tired, bro. I've been feeling bad. I'm trying to read it in his voice. I've been feeling bad for him myself these last years. That joke shouldn't have been said at the Oscars. Feel like he could have let them slide. Made me think they had a little beef before or something. My opinion. That's Boosie.
Well, to answer the Boosie first, again, going back to 2016, there were some words exchanged when Chris did a monologue at the 2016 Oscars. And
Wow.
Will and Jada said they were boycotting. And Chris Rock said, well, they weren't inviting y'all anyway, so go ahead and boycott. So it has been some issues there. But to answer Nikki's comment, yes, when you do an event like this, everything is scrutinized. Okay, they Chris had a certain amount of time. He was, he wasn't the host. He was giving out an award, so he has a certain time. He does a joke or two. So everything that he's gonna say, they scrub. Okay, now it could have been because he's Chris Rock. He probably ad-libbed the joke about Jada. Now, yeah, people are saying he could have just said, "Oh, Jada, don't you look so pretty in that dress?" Because again, I didn't know the woman had that issue, but
Neither did
I just
I.
thought she shaved her head like I
Me
shaved
too.
mine. But she looked beautiful. I mean, it fits her. She can
She
rock
always
that,
had short hair, so bald
right?
looks good on her.
She can rock it, and I don't think anybody. So to think that Chris, she said, and I agree with Nikki. She said Chris probably didn't know. I believe that. I don't believe Chris Rock. Again, we're just armchair quarterbacks, but I
Yeah,
don't believe he would say that about Will Smith. They were once friends. I don't know when that changed. They were once very close.
yeah,
Um, at one point, so maybe things happen. These people live real lives. They're human beings. But at the end of the day, he made a joke referencing the
right.
GI Jane, and not it's not funny or whatever, but she actually looked a little like Demi Moore with
Yeah,
the head, and it wasn't. I don't. Again, like I said, you're right. We like to think that hey, that shouldn't be a situation where it should cause violence. I guess in Will's head, maybe that was the tip of the iceberg. Um,
yes,
but again, that was just the wrong time to do it because again, if something's so important to you, and I guess and we're talking as sane, sane and calm. If something's so important to you, why would you risk everything? But then some people might say, hey, listen, you know what? Maybe him getting his respect from his wife is more important than anything else. I don't know. It's just a sad
right.
situation because there's no winners here. There's no
Yep.
winners.
Before we read the next tweet, everybody, please subscribe to this channel. Join the A-list, baby. Share this video. Follow Kev. Follow me at All Things Angie's World. Kev is at Kev Pryor, right?
At 950 Kev.
At 950 Kev. I'm gonna put his stuff up at the end, but y'all don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoying this conversation that you're hearing right now and the content that I got up here. Please don't hesitate to subscribe so you can get notified when I drop more videos. And also hit up Kev too. All right, so the next celeb that reacted was Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives, and we, and
God.
we know how
She's a celeb. You call her a celeb?
well, she's popular. She's
Okay, there you
popular.
go.
You know, Tammy Roman been around since, you know, she was on the very first episode of The Real
Real
World.
world, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, she been around for a while. She had her share of fights on television.
yeah. Married to be married to Kenny Anderson on the
Yep.
Pride of Queens. So
And she's
yeah.
also an Aries like me. Shout out to all the Aries. This is Aries season. So shout out to Tammy. But this is what she had to say. I'm glad Will apologized, but I might be the only one who understands. That man is tired of y'all disrespecting his wife and taking down and talking down on her disguised as jokes. He is his wife's protector, period. That was Tammy Roman. Now we got comedian Little Duval. He had a lot to say. He said,
Sure.
I kind of agree with a lot of what he has to say. So Little Duval said, y'all can't blame Chris Rock for not doing nothing off rip. He was in shock just like us. Nobody on earth saw that coming, not even Will. Will Smith could walk up to anybody and get that slap off. That's the last thing you think he gonna do. I probably would have done nothing too if I was in Chris Rock's position. But once it would have processed in my head, Will Smith slapped me, I would have got my lick back while he was saying his speech. And then Little Duval said, and Chris Rock is still an OG. I don't give a F. It comes with our job. He said, you don't know what you'll do until you're in that situation. He goes, man, don't you hate when your old lady make you fight? That was Little Duval.
He's absolutely right. And that's what I was saying earlier, that you should not want to be with a woman that's going to put you in positions where you got to constantly prove yourself. I mean, that's, yeah, he hit it on the head.
Yeah.
I agree with 100%. He's what he just said.
And Little Kim said, big facts. Stay focused. The devil is real busy right now. They can't stand the taste of their own medicine. Karma's a bitch for real. And she ain't playing with y'all. New levels, new devils. Stay focused. She said that in sticking up for Will.
I don't even know what the hell she meant by that. She
yeah, Little Kim went off. And then Offset, Cardi B's husband said, I feel you will smack the ish out of one of you N-words about my wife on national TV. Will Smith, the greatest to ever do it. So,
and that's why they'll never be invited to the Oscars. And this is why, and again, I'm just keeping a stack. This is why we fight. We fight.
People champion, Kev. People champion toxicity.
Yeah.
That's the sick world that we live in. People champion toxicity. It's not cute.
We fight to get involved with these things, and then we get involved and we have a seat. We destroy the barbecue. I just think, again, like I said, it's better ways of handling stuff, and Will Smith knows better. Will Smith is not Offset. Will Smith is not, some, street rapper. Will Smith knows better. Will Smith knows he's been in the game long to know it's bigger than him. Again, he even said it. I want to be a vessel for love. So if you want to be a vessel for love, there's things that come along with that. Now, again, I'm not, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to keep saying, I'm not throwing him out with the bathwater. I'm not saying, I'm done with Will Smith. But I am saying that, he owes Chris Rock an apology.
I agree.
He owes him an apology. Look, man, let's have a conversation and spin it and work this out. Now, if I'm Chris Rock, I probably don't accept Will Smith's apology. Because again, I've been doing this 30 years. Chris Rock would probably. I've been doing this 30 years. I ain't trying to, make your wife cry. I'm not trying to. He didn't make a joke about a piece. He made a joke about a character reference. That's just like somebody saying, "Oh, Kev, you got a milk dug head." I'm not calling you a milk dud, but you got a milk. I mean, he wasn't saying it about the disease. It'd be different. He said, "Oh, you got that spotty." He didn't say that. He just said, "Oh, let me know when G.I. Jane 2 come out." Now, again, you got to be in your own situation where you go like, "Oh, wow, he's trying to talk about my head." No, he just made a comment. Again, nobody. I understand with black women. I heard it all. Oh, black women talk about black women's hair. Chris Rock made the documentary about good hair. I get that, but again, you got to understand that even if you didn't like the joke, which you didn't have to laugh, and you're entitled to say I ain't crazy about the joke, you just can't go run up on nobody.
You can't.
And to think that you can do that at the Oscars the night that you're gonna win. You know you're gonna win. That's why you got front row seats.
Oh, check this out. The Shade Room just posted this 31 minutes ago. Will Smith issues a formal apology to Chris Rock, the Academy, and others. So this came from Will Smith.
No choice. Good for him.
It says, did you see the apology? Well, you've been on here with me. So Will said, he issued a formal statement. So here, this is from the desk of Will Smith. Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed that my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everybody watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been otherwise a gorgeous journey for all of us. I'm a work in progress. Sincerely, Will.
It's a start. Again, I'm sure the powers that be, you're talking about the Black Hollywood at its height of heights. I'm sure people have gotten rooms, after he woke up, he was partying all night. But once he got up, I'm sure they came and said, look, you got to do this. Now, again, it's up to Chris to accept it. If Chris accepts it, don't be surprised if you see these two, sitting on somebody's couch with Oprah or something. But it's a start. It's a start.
Yeah,
he had to do that. Again, you have, in order to start healing, you have to admit fault. So he admitted fault, and I give him credit for that, because again, these are A-level personalities. If you feel like, I slapped this man, so what? I don't have to apologize for nothing. I'm sure cooler heads prevail. And I just think Will, again, it's funny because I've interviewed Chico Beneman, and Chico Beneman is very close to Will Smith. And, so when I gauge my conversation about Will Smith, I'm gauging based off my interview with Chico, which is still on YouTube, I believe. And he talks about.
Go check that out.
Go check it out if you want. Yeah. He talks about a guy that, helped him, when he had nothing, like when he was trying to just break into the acting game and really, was a vessel of love, helping him out. So I don't think he's built that way. I just think that he had one bad moment, and that one bad moment happened in front of a global audience that, hey, maybe the start of something of apologizing and starting afresh. And maybe this becomes a teachable moment. I hope so. But I am very curious, because I know Chris Rock's got a tour getting ready to start. I'm very curious to see how he plays this out. Now, again, does he take the role where, you know what, I'm the baddest man with a microphone, which to me, Chris Rock right now, Chris Rock and Chappelle are 1-2.
I love Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He's my favorite comedian.
Yeah. So
I love him.
See how it plays out. But I'm again, breaking news right here on the A-List After Dark first installment. That's good to hear.
Yes, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, join the A-List, be a part of the A-List. Everybody is welcome on Angie's A-List, so definitely come be a part of the A-List. The A-List. All right, so as you can see on the screen, I want to touch on this topic real quick. Tiffany Haddish checks reporters. Did you see this?
I did.
All right,
and I like what she
I want to play it again for the people so they can see what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I'm not wearing a cap.
Hold on.
Can I do a little costume change? I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. Oh. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not. No one's paying me for this. I pay for it. It's custom. Thank you.
Time of death for me right now. You look gorgeous.
It's not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. This what it look like.
When is your book coming out called? Did you do a little costume change?
If Insecure was a person, insert Tiffany Haddish's picture. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go off, but I personally was turned off when I saw that. I think it was tacky. I think it was rude of Tiffany Haddish. I think it was disgusting, and I don't think that the reporter meant it in a way that was degrading or demeaning. If you think about these outfits, remember Cardi B's octopus long red dress? Remember Rihanna's looked like Moses parted the sea? Couture, costume changes, whatever. It's just another word. What Tiffany Haddish did reminds me of somebody going to an upscale restaurant and saying, I'm rich. I can pay for the steak. Hello, I'm successful. I'm rich. I could pay.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't never been nowhere in your life. Come on, Tiffany.
Right.
Like, we see that she's going through things. Her man left her. You know what I'm saying? She fell asleep at the wheel, drunk, whatever the case may be.
Right.
She got issues, but she's another one that tweaked out. Like, if you are not right in here, anybody could say anything to you. Let's say you having a bad day. I could say, Kev, that where you get that black shirt from? Oh, why you got to call it black? Why couldn't you? This is black, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it was one of those moments. It's like, come on, girl, she didn't mean that. And I feel like the reporter did a good job of like,
right.
But anyway, that's my opinion. Go ahead, Kev. What you think?
I mean,
I was turned off.
No, I hear what you're saying. I didn't have a problem with her addressing the reporter from a standpoint of saying what it was. I think she just went a little bit too far. And we like to thank some of our celebrities, and I talk about this on my show a lot, that we praise false gods, right?
Yes.
A lot of celebrities are considered to me false gods because people, they just don't enjoy them for what they were. They listen to them for everything, what their political beliefs are and what they believe in, how life should be and what you should do with your life. And I think Tiffany Haddish, in my opinion, is somebody who's what they call new money. Like you just got on, so now you want to be able to put people down. I think that's where she was going with the reporter. Like, you're not successful, you're not rich. And that's where I think it went a little bit too far.
It was giving me insecurity. Like, it was almost like you had to say, I'm rich, I'm successful, I'm here at the Oscars, this is what money looks like, this is what status looks like. It's like, ew.
Right.
Like, it's like a person that had never been nowhere. Like, I could afford this $700 steak. Right. I got money.
But we have to realize everybody who's visual don't know how to handle being visual. It's like they say in sports, right? When you score a touchdown, act like you've been in the end zone before. You ain't got to start doing a million dances and act like you've been there before. And the thing with Tiffany is that this is still kind of new for her.
Right. And that's the thing, because if you're new money and you're not used to, I guess, if you're new money, and I don't know how new money she is. Well, she's fairly new money. Mm-hmm. Her money is not long enough to be, I guess, versed in the verbiage that they use, maybe of couture and of what they call. I don't think the lady was trying to demean her when she said costume.
No.
Because that's what they call couture, costume change. I think it's just act like you've been in these circles before and stop thinking that somebody's trying to play you because they said costume. You seem real simple-minded.
It's a news reporter. What does she gain by knocking you?
Exactly.
She's trying to interview and hold her dignity. But again, like I said, the first 20 seconds I had no issue. It's only when she kept going on and on. And we get it. You done some movies,
right?
You made a Netflix doc. We get it. You got
right,
but it don't mean that that's gonna last forever. So you gotta, just like what happened with Nick Cannon when Nick, that little issue he had with Professor Griff. Big shout out to my brother Professor Griff. And all of a sudden he was, losing stuff and going, this stuff could be taken from you in a minute. So enjoy it, be respectful of it, but realize that, the world will go on if Tiffany Haddish wasn't on stage or in a movie. I think the world's going to go on.
Absolutely. Oh, man. So, yeah, before we get up out of here, I did want to touch on this right here. All right. So Kim K sets the record straight. For those of you who are living under a rock and didn't hear Kim Kardashian during the Vanity Fair interview tell women in business, she has some great advice. Get the fuck up and work, you lazy bitches. Basically, in a nutshell, she said that. But now she's come out, and Kim Kardashian addresses previous comments about working hard. She says she's really sorry if comments were received as a blanket statement towards women, and this is what she had to say.
Hard to get there, even if it might seem like it's easy and that you can build a really successful business off of social media, and you can if you put in a lot of hard work. And it wasn't a blanket statement towards women or to feel like I don't respect the work or think that they don't work hard. I know that they do. That was taken out of context, but I'm really sorry if it was received that way. You have to really work hard to get there, even if it might seem like
So
it's easy.
it says Kim Kardashian is looking to clear the air on the recent comments about working hard. So she sat down with Good Morning America, and that's what she said. What you think, Kev?
I actually believe Kim. I like what Kim Kardashian has metamorphed herself into. I really do. Going to law school and being a mother. Helping people get out of prison. I like what Kim has become. Now let's face it, Kim is like Jesus for the Kardashian family. She took the cross. She was nailed on the cross. Getting back shots by Ray J. So that whole family developed because of her. So I think, again, this woman's now in her 40s. She's a mother. I think she's just metamorphed. And I don't think she meant what people are trying to say. We know Kim came from privilege. Daughter of Robert Kardashian, famed lawyer from the OJ trial. We know that. We know this woman didn't have to work in Walmart or work at McDonald's. We get that. But she has taken, whether you agree with how they got started or not, she has taken that situation and made an empire. And not just her, Kylie and
All the sisters.
All of them. They all, yeah. And the mama, like I said, love her or hate her, the mama is the ultimate puppet master. She make it happen. I listen, business wise, I would go take a master class by her. So
this family is the biggest. They're the biggest influencers in America.
Maybe.
They are the biggest influencers.
They're probably tops in the world. They're probably global because. So again, whether you want to, knock how she got started, she definitely didn't just do that. She took that and ran with it. And again, like I said, I mean, she has really metamorphed herself into a real professional woman. Where, again, like I said, people out of prison, legal. I mean, the whole bit. The thing with, unfortunately, with Kanye and Pete Davidson, that'll fizzle out. Pete Davidson just jump off. But obviously,
did you see his tattoo that she showed off today on her page? Well, first of all, Ellen, she was on Ellen DeGeneres, and she told Ellen DeGeneres that Pete Davidson has 3 tattoos of her. The one on his chest is branded, so it can't come off. It's burned on him, so it says her name.
Damn.
Then
she must got some hellified coochie, boy. Because if you gonna brand a woman name on your chest, she must got some hell. Kanye going crazy. She must got some hellified coochie.
I guess so.
I don't want to go crazy like that. I mean, that's like woo. That's like a fat kid at a buffet, man.
They got a lot of power, that family. They have like they're the biggest influencers in the world. I guess, that adds on to the value.
It must be something in them. It must, like what the Ja Rule, it must be the ass. I don't know what it is, because like everybody's going crazy. Reggie Bush went crazy for a minute. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, he got this tat. Oh my God, did I show? Look at this. Somebody got a tat of the Will Smith slapping what's his name? Chris Rock. Somebody tatted that on them.
People got too much free. This is what I'm trying to say about, like, people follow celebrities. They worship celebrities. It's not enough just to enjoy what they do. You worship them, and when you worship anybody, it becomes deadly. That's why people were saying about what Kanye was saying about Pete Davidson. Because somebody go and do those acts. That's why comedians are coming out today and saying, "Hey, listen, I got to work on stages all across the country. I'm not Chris Rock, but somebody might in their mind feel like, you know what, they insulted me." Like the Will Smith thing and want to slap, or in some of these other clubs be waiting for somebody outside with something stronger than a slap. So again, we have to realize that celebrities are just celebrities, they're just entertainers. We can't worship celebrities, and when people start worship celebrities like the Beehive and all these other things, it becomes very dangerous
because they're only humans. And I also think that one thing, and I've been saying this, and I think I said this in my last episode too, when we were talking about, public figures and Donald Trump and, all these people. I think what the world is missing now are real pioneer leaders. We're missing the Malcolm X's. We're missing the Martin Luther Kings. We're missing the Michael Jackson Heal the World songs. We're just missing people stepping up to the plate,
right
and just like doing something about it. We're missing the Oprahs. We need leaders, and that's what we lack.
Our morals are off. So again, we love social media. Hey, listen, we wouldn't be doing this. I would have never met you through social media. So I get it. We do shows and social media and technologies help grow our brands. But it's just like fire, right? You need fire to warm your homes and warm our water and whatever, cook with. But if you get too close to fire, it can kill you. And that's the same thing with social media and new technology, because people are getting themselves immersed with this thing. And with the pandemic being 2 years, when a lot of folks were in the house and away from people, it was the only way of getting in communication. So we have as a society, built these personas online, and we've got away from the personal touch. We've got away from being human and being respectful to others. And that's all it's about. That's all we really ask people. Like, hey, just you respect me like I respect you. And if we can get back to that, I don't know if we will, but I'm an optimist. If we can get back to that
Me
in some
too.
pharmacy, then we'll be a better society.
I love that. And on that note, guys, that is gonna do it for us. Kev, thank you so much for being a part of the first episode of A-List After Dark. You're welcome to come here whenever you want and come kick it with me. You guys,
I truly enjoy this. It's always fun to come talk with you. And ever since you did my show months back, and watching you growing your own platform and just metamorph, I'm proud of you and excited. And like I said again, the sky's the limit.
Thank you so much, Kev. Listen, guys, this is the first episode of many of A-List After Dark. Subscribe to the channel, become an A-lister. Check out the movement. I got the Angie's World podcast interview that's coming out once a week, where I interview people. We got the ladies VIP, where we're going to be having some good conversations with the ladies. Go check out the interview I did with Lydia. Is Pretty Privilege a Thing? That was a really good one.
That's a pretty good question.
Is Pretty Privilege? You know what? We're going to do a part 2. We're going to do a part 2. Does Pretty Privilege exist? And I'm going to do that with Lydia, and then I'll invite you on there so we can have a man on there too.
I won't give it off. I got some things for that, which might surprise you. So I'll save it for that conversation.
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, make sure y'all check out Is Pretty Privilege a Thing. Every Sunday, I drop Angie's World podcast. We're going to start doing these A-List After Dark more often during the week. So Kev, if you ever want to slide through, let me know. And then I got a new show coming out. I can't really talk too much about it, but I think y'all will definitely like it. But before we get up out of here, Kev, Instagram at 950Kev, and tell the people what you got going on.
Again, Instagram, Twitter, 950Kev. You can catch the best team in radio every morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern, the 950 Lounge Show. Me and the cast of characters, Rodeo, Backstage Ed, Just the Classic Man, Steph Pearl, multiple networks, Rough Riders Radio, Backstage Radio. Catch our podcasts of the best of 950 Lounge on iHeart, Amazon Music,
all streaming platforms.
Streaming platforms. And again, a new streaming TV network coming this spring and summer if you got, if you're an artist, if you want to make money off your work, if you're tired of just putting out videos and not getting any currency for it, any capital for it, come see me. Hit me at 950kev on Instagram. Let's talk about it and let's grow your brands.
That's what's up, yo. Make sure y'all tap into Kev. Make sure y'all tap into the movement, his podcast, his sports show, his networks, everything that he has going on. Like I always say, y'all chose to be, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be in Angie's world. And for that, I love you. We out of here. Good night. This is A-List After Dark. We'll see y'all later. Deuces. One.